Introduction. These are a series of stories about a way of life in the United States from the 1940s through the 1970s. It is a way of life that is disappearing from the face of the earth. It was a good way to live. Yes, there were many problems. Yes, there were many things about it that needed to be changed, but it was a good way to grow up, and it is gone from the face of the earth, except in some very rural areas. It is my fervent hope and prayer to get as much of it recorded as I can before it disappears completely from the face of the earth, and before I and my memories of that era disappear also. There are many things in what is recorded here that will not be considered politically correct. There are also many references to God, the love of God, and God's understanding and grace. If you are so sophisticated and jaded by today's society that the mere mention of these things is distasteful to you, I suggest that you stop listening. If you're reading it, stop reading it and go to hell in your own handbasket. I fervently hope that you read and learn from this, but I have no intention of apologizing for my belief in God. I also believe with all the depth of my being that this country was founded by God-fearing men, and the current fervor over the separation of church and state would appall and shock them to their core. The farther that this country gets from God, the closer we get to our own self-destruction. In every historical account of societies, countries, cities, city-states, are mere gatherings of people for self-protection, it has been shown that turning away from God and to the worship of man is the sure path to destruction. We now have so many laws on the books protecting criminals and criminal behavior that a man protecting himself from criminals and criminal behavior is more likely to wind up in jail than the perpetrators. It is sad to note that the majority of our citizenry look upon our legislatures, our judges, and politicians from all levels, federal, state, and local, with disdain and disrespect. In far too many instances, they have shown themselves to be buffoons, liars, and cheats, and have sold their souls along with their votes to the highest bidder. We have only ourselves to blame because we, the complacent members of society, have allowed these asses into positions of power while we swallowed all the advertising hype and spent all of our energy trying to get the next best thing. Truth has become a rarity. If it is spoken or written, it is held up to ridicule and considered naive by the media or sophisticated leaders of society, if it is even allowed to get out to the general public. While what I have written here has some embellishments for comic and dramatic effect, it is based in the truth of God's love. It is an account of my interpretations of God's guiding hand throughout my life. As you will see, I am no saint. I have made many mistakes, but I have learned by each of them. I hope to share with you the humor, the pathos, the lessons, and in humility, some measure of the wisdom God has granted me in my lifetime. God keep you and bless you until He calls us all home.